Hello viewers, you are watching QTV, the Gambia's first private TV station, and we are broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. My name is Aliou Cisse, and this is your weekly State of Affairs program. Well, from what many will say, a humble beginning in 1999 to a beacon of academic excellence today. The University of the Gambia marks 25 years of shaping minds and molding futures. Well, as we celebrate this educational milestone and prepare for the university's 17th convocation ceremony next Saturday at the UTG Faraba campus, I am joined this week on the program by Dr. Lang Sanyang, who is a Director of Research and Consultancy, also doubles as the chair of this year's convocation ceremony. And also in the studio, I have Dr. Hadiba Tunkara, Senior Lecturer, Department of Nursing and Reproductive Health, also a member of the committee. Dr. Sanyang and Dr. Batunkara, good to have you on the program. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much, Aliou.
Well, I'll start with you, Doctor. To start with, could you just bring us up to speed as to how has the preparation been going on? 17th convocation ceremony.
Thank you very much, Aliou, for having us, and good evening, our viewers. This evening, we are here with you to talk about our 17th convocation ceremony that is due to take place on the 26th of April 2025. And just before answering your question, it will be important for me to emphasize how important convocation is for a university. For a university, convocation is an occasion when academic success and excellence is celebrated, and students are also rewarded for their hard work, the struggle they have gone through over a period of 4 years at the university for those doing undergraduate program. And for those doing masters and PhD, it could last between 2 and 5 years. So it is a period when, of course, parents, guidance, and of course sponsors reap the efforts, the resources they've invested in their children and their ward. So it's a very important academic occasion, and also a period or a day that is worth celebrating for the hard work, the struggle the students have gone through, and also the achievements universities have made over time. Thank you.
And in terms of the preparation, at what level are we?
Thank you very much. The preparations are at a high gear. As we speak, the date is set, and we have briefed the President, who is our Chancellor, in terms of our state of preparedness. As we speak, all is set for the 26th of April in Faraba Bantang campus. We have identified the grounds, and of course, certainly by Thursday, setting up the tents and the chairs and all the fittings that are necessary on campus would start. As we speak also, we've been able to identify our international guest, who should be arriving by the 24th of this month. And also the students have already received, most of them have already received their gowns in preparation of the day. Basically, these are some of the things that we are currently prepared and set for the graduation ceremony.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanyang. Let me now bring in Dr. Hadi here. You have heard from Dr. Sanyang trying to emphasize the importance of convocation in the life of a university student. As a member of the committee, what do you think makes this year's convocation different or unique from the previous ones?
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers. Dr. Sanyang has already laid the grounds on the importance of convocations. But we are saying that this convocation ceremony is different from the others because we are equally celebrating our Silver Jubilee, which is our 25 years of experience. We started humbly with modest faculty, limited resources, but we expanded in scope but also in size and in impact. So I believe we have a lot of achievement that worth celebrating. So we are looking at celebrating the hard work of our students, the number of years that they spend, and the achievement that they had, but also the impact of the university on the lives of the Gambians and people outside our country. We have a lot of achievement as a university. Looking at our programs, we started humbly with BScs, that's the undergraduate, diploma programs, certificate programs, but I'm proud to tell you that this graduating group, we have people graduating masters and PhD. Gambia, we have 3 PhDs graduating. Yeah. And not only the academic achievements, both in research and innovation. So really with new programs, so I think it was celebrating. So we are celebrating in grand style.
Doc, you talk about, I mean, by Thursday, you're expecting to receive the international guest. Could you just share with us who are some of these international guests we're expecting?
Thank you very much. University has got partners, and for me, it's not just University of the Gambia, but the Gambia itself has got partners that we are working with. And one of our international guests would be the Director General of TAC, that's Nigeria, who shall be joining us. And also we've got the Vice Chancellor of University of Ife, who is also going to join us with the Vice Chancellor University of Ghana. And closely, one of our good partners, that's the Vice Chancellor and a delegation from Gaston-Berg University in Senegal. They will also be joining us. And Professor Penel, who is coming from France. Prof. Penel was the first head of department, I understand, for the French department at the University of the Gambia. And he has been there supporting right from Gambia College, Alliance Francaise, and also at the University of the Gambia when it wasn't any fanciful for anyone to be associated with the University of the Gambia. So essentially these are our international guests, and because of the support they've given to the university and the Gambia at large, that is why we think it's quite important for them to be invited to celebrate with us the 17th convocation and also our Silver Jubilee.
Well, I know we've compiled some B-rolls of, the last convocation, and of course, some of the infrastructural developments happening at Faraba. I know my technical team will show some viewers some of those B-rolls that we have gathered. In terms of number, I know last year we had like 1,300 graduating students. This year, how many are we talking about?
We're talking about 1,228 students, but the happiest part is the achievement that they have in terms of our female graduates. Because if you look at some of our schools, like School of Medicine, we have more female students graduating this year.
Oh, really?
School of Art and Sciences. Previously, if we talk about science, female students were struggling to pass. So if you look at School of Arts and Sciences, we have more female graduates. You talk about School of Journalism, we have more female graduates. So I believe it is a moment that we're worth celebrating. The university is really trying to boost the status of women in this country.
What is responsible for this?
It is just because of the innovative strategies that the university is putting in place alongside with the collaboration with the Ministry of Higher Education and the current government. Definitely there are a lot of innovations that is encouraging our female students to attain higher educations, including the scholarships and the like, and also the role models. So we're seeing many students coming into higher education, but especially into sciences. So I'm very proud to mention that in this forum that we are having female graduating some of these schools at a higher number compared to their male counterparts.
Yeah, I can admit, because I know at the School of Journalism, the most outstanding student from the School of Journalism is a lady, and the second best also is a lady. So, I mean, I think that's commendable.
Just to give you the figures, School of Journalism, surprising enough, we have 13 female graduates and only 3 male graduates, which is an interesting figure. And just to add on to that, when you look at the School of Arts and Sciences, specifically, just as Dr. Tunkara said, when you look at the physical and natural sciences, which used to be dominated by the male folks, I can tell you this particular, for the 2025 convocation, we are graduating 61 female students.
Whoa.
And 38 male. This is quite unprecedented. And when you come to the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences, we are talking about 66 female students and 48 male students. This is quite unprecedented. Sciences, medicine has been seen as a male-dominated area. These are male-dominated, have been, but it's no longer. So we need to give a tap on the back of our females for doing their very best to compete. And Ali, quite interesting. As we speak, the ratio of male versus female, we are today talking about our student population, in terms of student population, 51% are female. The University of the Gambia, and we have 49% male.
Are you for real?
Yes. So I'm sure in some few more years,
this is news to me.
It's going to be shocking.
This is news
because women are doing their very best. They are no longer, they are, being seen as underdogs, but they are leading. Which is impressive.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. But I mean, you earlier mentioned that you met the chancellor, who happens to be the president of the republic, to brief him on the preparations. I mean, what was his response?
Well, the president is excited, knowing very well that where we started from, very humbly, to where we are today, and also during his tenure, we are able to, of course, have Faraba Bantan campus delivered. That's phase 1. And phase 2, it's almost. I was on the campus yesterday, and in fact, he was so excited about it. His last visit, we all knew he wasn't very happy. But after that, we've seen very good progress. As we speak, the 2 schools are almost done. I was there yesterday, almost painting. So, but the president is really impressed in terms of what we are doing at the university, although we consider it as modest, but is still worth celebrating. We've made some significant progress from where we started to where we are today.
And going back to 1999, when the university started, many doubted that whether the Gambia was really ready to have a university in the first place. I mean, what would you recall as the key challenges at the time, and how has the university evolved to what we are seeing now in terms of even having the standard facilities at Faraba?
Very good, very good. That's a very important question. As I've rightly mentioned from the beginning, that we started modestly in terms of human resources, the lecturers. People were doubting, are we prepared? Do we have the number of people to teach? Who is going to teach our students? By then, we do not have university here. Many of those people that had degrees studied outside. Most of them did not come back. So people were doubting, who is going to teach them? So human resources was really a problem. Space was a problem. And
most of them were from privileged families.
Of course.
Not like someone like me from a poor family.
Yes.
Back then,
So, but as we are moving, it was a mission and a vision to provide quality education for the Gambians. And we believed that we could do it. Together we came, and we were able to break the obstacles. We had our first batch, we trained people, and I think the management had a very good insight. Our alumni were given opportunities. Most of them were hired as technical assistants. They were trained, and from there they had scholarships. I was among them. We had our scholarship, and we went outside to do our masters. When we came back, we were hired again to work, to increase the human resources. And I'm proud, as an alumni of the university, with a PhD now. So it has impact. So it means the university was able to work on its human resources. We have many Gambians that are alumni of the university. They started with BSc, they had their masters with their PhDs. So the PhD faculty with PhDs is expanding. And also the programs. The leadership has visions. We are expanding. We started with undergraduate, diplomas. Now we're talking about masters, postgraduate level with specialties. Like in the Department of Nursing, where I'm coming from, we started with general nursing. All the batches that we were training were general nurses. But now we are specializing. We have postgraduate degrees in perioperative nursing. We have postgraduate degrees in anesthesia. And even in the last 2 years, we started postgraduate degree in obstetric, in pediatric nursing, which is the first in this country. So definitely the university is expanding both in scope and also in impact. So I believe we have a cause to celebrate.
Indeed, we have a cause to celebrate, quite important.
Yes.
Doc, it seems you want to add something.
Yes, I just wanted to add on to what Dr. Tunkara said. When you look at the challenges, there were so many. The time when the university started, we were part of the first batch. I remember some used to refer to as roaming universities because we had no permanent campus.
Yes.
There were several campuses we used to crisscross between. I remember there were times when we would not have lecturers to teach certain courses. And as a result, you might find yourself staying longer. And in fact, there were times when I remember the Faculty of Economics and Management Sciences, which is now the business school. The whole of that faculty, we used to have only one lecturer as full-time. So it was really hard. And there were a lot of skeptics. A lot of people never thought it was going to happen. But because of the hope and the hard work of the very few who had the vision that it was going to work, we are where we are today. And the students, both the students and faculty, were resilient. Otherwise, it would have crashed. But because of the resilience, the hard work of both the faculty, our management, and also the students, being very hopeful that someday this will become history. That is why today we are where we are so proud to have a state-of-the-art campus in our Faraba Bantan campus, where I can tell you, I would advise everyone to visit. It is one of the greatest campuses that can be comparable to any campus anywhere in the world.
Quite interesting. I mean, earlier on, maybe you or Dr. Tunkara, one of you can just respond to this. You mentioned that you are also going to have 3 graduates with PhD.
Yes.
Shed more light on this. In what fields, actually, are we taking?
Yeah, we will be having 3 graduates in PhD. PhD in environment.
Environment, okay.
Climate change.
As
climate change, and PhD in public administration. So,
how significant is this for the country?
Thank you very much. This is very significant. In fact, this is not the first batch of PhD graduates we have. If you had known our former registrar, Dr. Modulamin Taro,
who now has NACA,
who is now the CEO of NACA, graduated with his PhD from the University of the Gambia. You have the permanent secretary, currently, formerly Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Yusufa Toure, who also graduated with his PhD in public admin from the University of the Gambia. And of course, to cap it, we have our Honorable Minister, Dr. Habibatu Drame, who also graduated with her PhD from the University of the Gambia. And today, all of these people are holding key positions in government. And they are making some significant impact on the lives of Gambians and beyond. So therefore, that in itself is a testimony of the impact or the significance of our PhD programs. They are highly respected people, both locally and internationally, and they are homegrown PhD graduates. So this is quite significant for us, and we are very much proud as a university to say, yes, today we can proudly say we are graduating homegrown PhDs, and they are making significant impacts in our country.
And when you look back, I mean, from what used to obtained when you started, when Dr. graduated from the university as part of the first batch, and looking at what is happening now, certainly we will accept that, you know, there have been significant improvement, but there's still a lot more to be achieved. What do you think the university needs to do now to ensure we're able to address some of the challenges, I mean, facing the university?
Yeah, you know, challenges is part of life.
Yeah.
Every day when you wake up, it is a motivating factors. So as an institution, we expect to face some challenges, and we believe that it is there to stay. Challenges must happen. But I can tell you that most of the challenges that we are facing, there are identified solutions that we are working towards. One of the challenges that we are currently facing maybe is because of not all of the universities have moved to the campus. That is the transportation of students from around the combos and taking them to Faraba, which we are very grateful to the Ministry of Higher Education in partnership with the other collaborative partners. We're really doing well to ensure that we move them, but it is a challenge, and we believe that we are working hard to ensure that our campus will be ready, where the students will have their dormitories, the staffs will also have their staff quarters, so that people will not be struggling to be traveling from here to the university campus at Faraba, which is a challenge.
Dr. Sanyang?
Thank you. Just to add on to what Dr. said, one of the major challenges we have now is having dormitories for our students and also residence for faculty in Faraba. I'm sure if we are able to get this problem solved, that would definitely help us a great deal. Yes, students are struggling. Just as he said, we should recognize that, yes, higher education, government has done something through higher education to be able to provide transportation to Faraba, but we know it's very expensive, and the number of our student population is growing. So because of that, we are currently boasting of over 7,000 students that goes to Faraba campus. So it's a big number. So having the required transport to transport all of this is a major challenge.
7,000?
Yes.
How many were you when you started?
I remember we used to...
Would you have imagined that there will come a time the university will...
I can tell you no. You know, it wasn't... I wouldn't be able to remember the figures, but it was a very small number, not more than 200 at that time. But today we can boast of that number. Another major challenge we have is we are seriously constrained resource-wise. Yeah.
Well, resources are never enough.
Yes. Yes, that's very
resources
true.
Are never enough, to be honest.
I know the government is trying their very best. We know we are in a developing country. But one of the areas that we need support in is research funding. Research funding continues to be a major challenge for our faculty. I'm the director of research. I know what it is or what is involved in research. Countries that have been able to advance and become middle income countries or advanced countries had invested a lot in research.
And I think the National Assembly has passed a bill on research recently.
So it's quite important for partners. And I have said this before and I'll repeat it. University is expensive. And I can tell you there is no country where the government is the only funder of university. University education should be everyone's business. And in this case, I'm speaking to international organizations, I'm speaking to partners, I'm speaking to everyone who lives in this country, businesses. The corporate world should now join the government to support our very own university. Because as I always tell people, if you look at most of the corporate organizations in this country, international organizations, they have one way or the other benefited from our graduates. So therefore, it is time for them to also come back to the university to support us. And we are ready to partner with them to be able to have what we call a win-win situation. We can work together on research projects. Let them provide us with funding, and we will be able to support them in terms of capacity building, in terms of research, in terms of providing solutions to some of the challenges they have. So we are definitely urging our stakeholders, the business community, the corporate world, to not leave UTG or university education in the hands of only government, and but it should be everyone's business.
It's good you talk about the alumni. I know the university has had and continues to graduate thousands. I mean, Dr. Tunkara, I mean, how do you think these alumnus or alumni, as you will just call them, can contribute or can give back to the university?
Thank you very much. I think it is important for everybody to contribute towards our own university, because I believe with the limited resources and the achievement that we have, if you push us, we can move higher. And the alumni can also contribute. They can contribute in different directions. One can be in terms of financial resources. One can be in terms of capacity building. Like some people that have passed through and they've been trained well, they have a lot of training, with a lot of experience, they can come and join us to be part of the teaching faculty and also to participate in online training or training of our students. Those are some of the ways that they can use to contribute towards the progress of our university.
And Doctor, as a committee, it's never easy to spearhead the organization of such an event. It's a big thing. I mean, graduation is, especially UTG convocation. I mean, what have been your key challenges so far?
Thank you very much. Just before I come to that question, I wanted to add something onto what Dr. Ba said. Okay. Alumni all over the world are important stakeholders in terms of supporting their alma mater, their former institutions or their former universities. And as he said, it is time for our alums to look back from where they started and where we are. And as he said, for them to come back to support the university. In some countries, you have big endowments coming from alums. So we can do the same thing. And in fact, just to inform our alums, the good news is the University of the Gambia, through its Directorate of Student and Alumni Affairs, is about to kickstart a massive mobilization and the launch of the alumni network formally.
For the first time?
For the first time.
Okay.
The university itself will be involved in launching the alumni arm of the university, so that we are able to create close contact and collaboration with our alums to be able to support the cause of the university. Coming back to your question, where I think you asked about the challenges
as a committee
in terms of preparations for our convocation ceremony. Aliu, one of the major challenges is funding. I wish we have a particular fund that is dedicated to.
Oh, I thought there is.
Yes, the university management or council has approved a budget.
Okay.
But as a university that is not so liquid, we always need support from our stakeholders, our partners in events like this, because what is required is a lot of money. Like, for example, mobilizing the necessary structures. For example, the tents, the chairs, is a lot of money, right? We will be having over 5,000 guests on our campus that day. You remember, we have international guests coming, we have local parents and whatever. We have to provide them with comfortable space where they will be comfortable. This is a graduation ceremony. So they are not supposed to go there and struggle. But it's a moment where they should come and celebrate and make merry with family. So therefore, we need to provide them with necessary facility to be able to make sure that they feel very comfortable in their celebration. So it requires a lot of resources, and we are calling on all our major stakeholders, our partners, to come forward and support this noble initiative. Thank you.
You said you're expecting over 5,000 guests. I mean, I would like to know from Madam Tunkara, I mean, how are these dignitaries and guests, selected? How do you identify who should come here as a guest or dignitary?
All right. When I talk about guests, to me, guests are not just special guests.
Okay.
That day, even our graduates are our guests.
Yes.
Okay.
Their parents are our guests. We are the ones who have invited them on our campus.
Okay.
So for each graduate, we have given them 2 invitations.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's based on invitation?
Yes.
Okay.
We've given them 2 invitations where they would invite 2 of their family members, could be their parents, right? And also, apart from that, the diplomatic and consular corps. We are inviting them. The corporate world, our partners, our key partners, all the ministers, their permanent secretaries, directors, director generals, are all part of the guests we would be receiving that day.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. But, Doctor, the issue of timing, this is a country where people don't actually respect time. At what time exactly is this convocation starting?
Yeah, timing is very, very important because we need to organize our sittings. And the program is starting at 8 o'clock sharp on dot. So we expect all our guests to be around before 8. Because if the president enters, we'll not allow another
otherwise,
person.
they don't allow people to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are encouraging people to come as early as possible.
Yeah. Just to, bring up this, our students and guests are supposed to arrive earlier than the president.
Yes.
And we all know President Barrow is very timely.
Yeah.
The ceremony starts at 10 sharp. So therefore, we expect our students, most especially the graduates, to arrive on campus not later than 8:30 or 9 latest. And of course, our guests are supposed to be on the ground not later than 9:30, because we don't want a situation where there will be chaos. Yeah. Because as soon as the president arrives, definitely we would not allow any individual to come and create some interruptions. We are trying to avoid that as much as possible, so we are urging our graduates and their parents to make sure that they are all there not later than 9:30, so that we are able to go through this function with very little hitches, and we are able to also leave Faraba on time.
So he has confirmed his availability, the president?
Yes,
okay.
The president has confirmed his availability as our chancellor. In fact, the occasion would not be held in the absence of the chancellor. Okay. So the chancellor is the one who should, of course, constitute the assembly.
Okay. I thought maybe the vice chancellor, can just deputize for him.
The vice chancellor cannot deputize for him. That is why it's called the vice chancellor.
Okay.
Ceremonially, the chancellor is the head.
Okay.
And constitutionally, he is the one who should preside over the convocation ceremony of the University of the Gambia.
And in terms of the gowns, you mentioned them earlier on. I have had some students, graduating students, complaining about the fees attached to get a gown, $1,000 is. How will you respond to that, Doctor?
Thank you very much. You see, just as I told you, graduation generally is very expensive.
Okay.
Each of these gowns, we spend a lot of money to sew them.
Okay.
And we are charging them a rental fee of $1,000.
Okay.
We wish we do not charge them. But these charges are a measure to help us to be able to make additional gowns.
Okay.
because after using these gowns for 3 years or so, usually they start getting into bad shape. So we need to replace them. So, I mean, if you look at the amount of money we spend on gowns every year, is huge. So our graduates, we wish we are not charging you this, but please bear with us. And of course, as we said, by the time you become full alums, we would definitely urge all of you to come and say we are donating one gown to the university, so that of course we would not charge our future students any fee for renting these gowns.
So was there any consultation with the students as part of the planning, the preparation?
Yes, the students, we have the student representative as part of the planning committee, and even the fundraising or the fund mobilization committee. So the students are part of the preparation of this celebration.
Okay.
Just to add something under that, you see, in the University of the Gambia, students are very critical to us. We know they are our customers, and almost at every level of UTG's systems, student representatives sit. As high as the governing council, we have a student representative. The Senate, we have a student representative. So we know they are our customers and we care so much about them. So we try as much as possible to involve them in almost everything we do at the university, where of course it would not be conflict or would not compromise anything. So in fact, not only in the main convocation, but even the subcommittees, we have student representatives.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lang Sanyang and Dr. Hadiba Tunkara, who are here to join us to discuss about the upcoming 17th convocation of the University of the Gambia. And of course, 25 years since the university was established in 1999. Well, you're watching QTV, and this is your weekly State of Affairs program. We'll go with a short break, and when we return, discussion continues. Do stay tuned.
Easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new Q Money app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy Q Power, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send Q Money, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. Q Money, Sinu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow.
Back from that short break, you're watching QTV, the Gambia's first private TV station, and we are broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. My name is Aliu Sise, and this is your weekly State of Affairs program. My guests this week are Dr. Lang Sanyang, who is Director of Research and Consultancy, who also doubles as the chair of the 17th convocation ceremony of the University of the Gambia. And also in the studio, I have Dr. Hadiba Tunkara, Senior Lecturer, Department of Nursing and Reproductive Health, and also a member of the committee. Doctor, both of you, I mean, going by, I mean, what has passed, I mean, the journey of the University of the Gambia, what does the future hold for the University of the Gambia?
Thank you very much, Ali, once again. I know we have always been hopeful. As I always tell my students, they are the hope of this nation. And the university shall never relent in, of course, making our students to become hope of this nation. Okay. If you look back some few years ago, to see a faculty member of the university publish that's their research work in highly reputable journals was very uncommon. But today, just as Dr. Hadiba Tunkara said, we are able to not only produce PhD graduates from the university, but a lot of our faculty have also gone out of this country, did their masters, their PhDs, and are back and are making a lot of impact in terms of imparting knowledge, and not only imparting knowledge, but also trying to make sure that we put character in our students. Just as when the Chancellor award degrees. That is why he would not talk about they have been found to have achieved only their academic requirements, but also he awards degrees to them based on learning and character. So in our quest to support students, we also try to, of course, imbibe in them character that is distinct, character that is worthy of university graduates. So what we are seeing in not so far in terms of period as far as what the university could do is we are going to expand our research capacity, where we will be able to do a lot of things. And one of those areas that the university management is really working hard is to ensure that our Farababantam campus farm, School of Agriculture, they've got a farm. We are working on having the farm functional. That's, we'll have an experimental farm where, of course, we will be doing a lot of experiment in terms of the different varieties of crops and other food-related products. Knowing very well that what Gambia is an agrarian country and we depend hugely on agriculture, the university wants to see itself in terms of supporting that cause. And not only that, but in other areas also, the university is working very hard to make sure that our research is more impactful. And for it to be more impactful, we are looking at local problems. That is what the Vice Chancellor is definitely, that's his vision, to make sure that our research is not merely for the purpose of publication, but for it to be more impactful, for it to bring what we call local solutions to our local problems. That is the direction we want to take. That is the way we want to change the trajectory as far as this country is concerned.
Because I believe, I mean, the university should be the first port of call as far as research is concerned.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to add on to what Dr. Sanyang has already mentioned, I think research is a priority for the university. And definitely the administration or the management is pushing hard to ensure that really we move higher. And we're really having a lot of projects coming in. The projects, some are research focused, some are capacity building focused. For example, of recent, our Department of Nursing, in collaboration with the Department of Public Health, we were able to apply for a grant alongside with partners from Ghana, and we won a grant on capacity building on management of communicable diseases, specifically diabetes and hypertension, which is a national problem. So these are the areas really that our management is pushing hard, so that whatever we are doing is centered on national priority. Because for this grant, we train healthcare providers on current management of NCDs, which is management of non-communicable diseases, which is becoming a problem in our country.
And in terms of brain drain, I mean, you talk about university graduating so many students. I mean, some will go out to further their education, but in most cases, many also never return home.
Yes, that is a problem not only for the Gambia, but most of the developing countries, especially Africa, that has been a challenge. We generally, we are good at supporting people to go study, but retention becomes a problem. So I think, in my view, developing countries should come with some strategies that will help them to be able to avoid the huge brain drain we are faced with. But as I would always tell people, yes, the brain drain is not bad, but also with some of those brain drain, those who have gone are not forgetting about home. Because I've seen some of our faculty members, yes, they've moved, or some some Gambian graduates have moved to Europe and America, but they are currently working with the University of the Gambia on some very important projects. One of my very good brothers, Dr. Sarr, who is in the US, Ohio University. He's a Gambian who's moved to the US, but currently he's doing some very impactful activities in the country. He will be bringing professors, he will be bringing students, and quite recently he's forging a very strong collaboration not only with his university, that's Ohio University, but with 2 other universities in the US, which certainly we will soon sign an MOU and start working on some projects. So such are the type of things. Yes, if you do not come back after going to the West, it would also not be bad if you can, of course, create linkages and partnerships. Because today, when it comes to intellectuals, they do not have limitations in terms of where they can be. As we speak, we also have some international faculty. Yeah. So this brain drain is something that, for me, I think it's not so bad, especially where those who have left are not forgetting home. So, but people might have different views, but this is my view. And if we really want to keep Gambians, we should, of course, work on what we call retention strategies, so that when they go, they would have an incentive to come back. Thank you.
Which is very important. And also the issue of quality assurance. What do you think we should do to improve the quality of learning and teaching in the university?
Yeah, university education calls for quality because you may not want to produce half-baked graduates. But I believe in the University of the Gambia, really, with the impact that we are having, both nationally and internationally. I think Dr. Sanyang has highlighted some of our graduates and the impact that they are making. Really, quality is a concern in our university, and we even have a quality assurance unit department that is looking into our academic deliverables and the courses that we provide, the evaluations that we do, so that we ensure that whatever we do is based on quality. Because it is a resource concerned university, we cannot have it 100%. But I can tell you that really our administration is working hard to work on the limitations that we currently have.
Especially with the current Minister of Education?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot is happening?
Yeah, a lot is happening. A lot has been happening and a lot is happening. Just as Dr. Tunkara said, University of the Gambia is very much concerned when it comes to quality. And as a result, we keep improving on the capacity of our teaching staff to ensure that they are updating their teaching profiles, they are updating their teaching methodologies. In fact, I think some few months ago, we've been working with Commonwealth Secretariat, where some of our faculty have been trained on ODL. That is an online delivery platform where they could, of course, they learn innovative strategies and methods in terms of teaching. And not long ago, the School of Education also, we were able to receive a Fulbright scholar who has come to help us in developing teaching strategies or teaching methodologies, where some of our faculty members have been trained on modern teaching methodologies. All of these are geared towards improving on our teaching and learning. And beyond that, the University of the Gambia, with partners, we are also working on, just some 2 weeks ago, I was part of a meeting where we've started working on ensuring that our faculty members go through what we call continuous development process, where we are planning to make sure that every 2 years, faculty take a CPD program where they would improve on their teaching and teaching strategies. So all of these are to improve on quality. And our quality assurance department, yes, they are also trying their very best to ensure that quality is maintained. That is why at the university now, we even do question moderation. Before exams are even conducted, each school will have to moderate, that is review the exam questions that lecturers develop. You do not just develop your question and send it, but they are sent for moderation for them to be reviewed to make sure that they meet minimum standards, you know, before they are administered to students. So these are some of the ways through which we are working on our quality of teaching and learning. I have forgotten to talk about this. We are also going through what we call curriculum transformation. Not long ago, through the UTG Faraba Bantan Campus project, the Ministry of Higher Education had, of course, given this consultancy assignment to some universities in Nigeria to review our curriculum.
Yes.
And they have reviewed, and now we've started implementing them. And we've also been working closely with NACA to accredit our programs, which is also a very rigorous process. And that is also going on very well. Like now we have got some of our programs accredited and working on accrediting other programs as well.
It's quite interesting, but I'm being told time is up. Madam Hadiba Tunkara, Senior Lecturer, Department of Nursing and Reproductive Health, who is also a member of the organizing committee. It was good to have you in the program. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, as a product of the University of the Gambia. And of course, Dr. Lang Sanyang, who is like I said, I'm a director of research and consultancy at the University of the Gambia, who also doubles as the chair of this year's convocation ceremony. Thank you so much for coming on the program. It was, I'm grateful to have you on the program to discuss about the significance of the convocation and, of course, 25 years of the University of the Gambia. Like you said, this is a moment of celebration for a country like the Gambia. Well, viewers, with that, we bring an end to this week's edition of your weekly State of Affairs program. On behalf of the production team, I was your host, Aliou Cisse. Thank you so much for watching. And to all the graduates, I said a big congratulations to all of you, and I wish you a happy convocation on Saturday. Bye-bye.